Hey, this is Matt with Sarah Acura here for another Acura Essentials video to show you everything that you need to know about your Acura. Today what we're going to look at is the smart key or the memory key and kind of how it works along with your memory seat and what other features it goes along with. So let's go check it out and figure out what this is all about. So one of the first things that you're going to notice is that when you walk up to your car and you unlock the door, and we're going to have another video how to show you how to do things like that, and you touch the back of the handle, the car will unlock. And in certain cases, and all of our cars are a little bit different. Here we have an RDX, so in this RDX it's going to be maybe a little bit different than like a TLX or maybe an MDX, but they're all basically the same. And what you're going to do is that when you unlock the car with that key, so in this case I have key number 1. When you unlock the car with that key, the seat and the mirrors will go to that position that you have set on your car or on your memory seats. Now in the MDX, which we'll show you in a little bit, in another video, we'll show you how that works and what's different about it. But in this case, I have key number 1. Now, a little trick to remember. So when you get in the car, let's say you happen to have 2 keys. Let's say you have the driver 1 and driver 2 key inside the vehicle or nearby when you go to unlock the car. What position is that going to go to? Well, it's going to be the last key that locked and unlocked the car. Now, sometimes obviously you can get lucky in the case that you unlock the car and it does see that this key is closer, the number 1 key. But if that's not the case, a little trick is to just press lock and unlock on the key fob a couple times. Basically what that does is it tells the car, hey, I'm unlocking the car with driver number 1 key or 2, whichever one that you're using. So we're going to go ahead and get inside the car here. All right, so one of the first things that you're going to notice is when you open the car door, is the seat's going to kind of move back, and then once you get into that position, the seat will move to where you want it to be. Now, right now, there is a position set already in this vehicle, which it does have the light on for driver number 1, because again, it remembered that this was the driver number 1. All right, so what we're gonna do to set the memory seat, so this seat's not where I like to be, you're gonna go ahead and adjust the seat like this to exactly where you want it to be. The lumbar support, if some cars that they have the 16-way power seats, you could adjust the side bolstering. So anything that you can adjust on the actual seat itself, go ahead and get comfortable for where you want it to be. The one thing to keep in mind is that it also remembers your mirror position. So as you're setting the seat and as you're setting the mirrors, keep in mind that that setting will block in for each key. So whether it be for key number 1 or key number 2. Now, one thing to keep in mind, older generation Acura. So what we're talking about today is the newer generation Acura. So we're talking basically from a 2019 RDX up until, basically 2022 MDX, in those ranges of years, depending on, if it has the newer screen and the newer technology inside the vehicle, is that it only does remember your seating position and your mirror position. And in the MDX case, it remembers your steering wheel position as well, which we'll talk about. In the old cars, it actually would remember some of your radio stations or some of your other driver settings. And there was some good and there was some bad to that. But they kind of got rid of that feature because ultimately people more or less cared more about making sure that their seat and their mirrors were where they wanted them to be. So to set your memory seat and to set your mirrors, all you're going to do is, once you get your seat where you like it to be, and notice that since I moved my seat, that light went away, you're gonna simply press where it says set, and then it'll have little flashing lights for which one you wanna set it for, and I'm gonna set this for 1. You'll get like a little beeping noise, and that confirms that you are set. Now, if you wanna set it for 2, you can as well. So set 2, once you get that position. Now, whichever key that you get into the car with, whether it be driver 1 or driver 2, it will go to that position. So notice the other thing that I have my mirrors here, and I'm gonna go ahead and adjust my mirrors. I'm gonna slide that switch to the left there, and I'm gonna go ahead and adjust it to where I want it to be. Notice as soon as I start adjusting my mirror, that light has now gone away. So once I make my final adjustments for where my seat or where my mirrors, where I would like those to be, I'm going to go ahead and press set and then 1. You can do this an infinite amount of times. It doesn't really matter how many times you do it. It's just simply setting it for each time you make that movement. And that's pretty much it. Now, the cool thing about our cars, and this is true for pretty much all of our cars. Now, the only car that we don't have a memory seat setting on is the 2023 Acura Integra. in the base model and in the A-Spec model. The tech package does have the memory seats, so it does have some of those similar functions. So just kind of keep that in mind. But as I turn off the car here and open my door, you'll notice the seat will actually move back a little bit, just enough to help me get out of the vehicle. And the MDX, which we'll show you, the steering wheel actually moves up as well. So that's how you set your memory seats. It's pretty much as simple as that. Again, thank you so much. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comments below. And again, thank you for watching.